Hello, 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 Passionaire out there. Good to see you on Thursday night. Welcome home. Some of you are watching, and some of you are watching the replay. Either way, we're going to talk about a very, very essential subject about self-talk, about one thing that as a coach, that I have to coach thousands of people, that while I'm talking to them, I'm coaching them, I'm following up on their lives. One thing, the number one thing that really, as a coach, that I've been really trained to do is to recognize the self-talk inside a person. All right. So you'll be shocked how many of us really live in the world that we self-talk ourselves into who we are. And it's amazing how the self-talk become a generational thing. When I was younger, this one was a little bit less. Right now, in this generation, the self-talk is just all over the place, and you can see that. So today, that's what I'm going to touch upon. It's very crucial, very important how we passionaire are able to look at our passion profile at the same time working with community around us so that we're able to really manage our self-talk. Now, let me define self-talk. That means you are talking to yourself. Okay. It could be good or bad. You know, this is our typical picture, right? I mean, you have a good and the bad guy talking to you like, Coach K, you look handsome. Okay. And then the bad guy said, no, you look ugly today. Well, that's how you think the self-talk is. Actually, the reality is not like this. It's never just good versus evil. It's not just positive versus negative. Self-talk is more complicated than this. And so what's very crucial is that usually leads into a disinformation about yourself. Let me repeat that. The strong self-talk sometimes manifests into a misinformation about yourself. So we're going to break it down today for you, especially passionaire. Once you know who you are, we are on our way to find out that and live out our purpose. This is the number one thing I want to share with you, how to deal with that disinformation that coming from, I wouldn't say just self-talk. Self-talk is just one manifestation of that. So, and the world trying to solve this by, you guys see this, like good self-talk, okay? Way to go, well done, you rock, you are the man, okay? Let me tell you this, just be honest with you, they don't work. They don't work. You can try as a couple have a fight, all right? And then, you go coach the husband, go home, tell your wife, you rock. You will get a husband into trouble, okay? And you can go into a company where they really have a internal problem, and you just teach that the employee say, you go to your boss, say, you are the man. Then watch the Office episode. You will see that all the time. It's not working. Okay, it's not just turn that talk into positive. It's not just turn from negative positive. It's more complicated than that, because we have to break down for you. So today, if you are here watching, I like to ask you a question. What kind of self-talk you have? And I often find that we talk ourselves into who we are. We cannot blame our parents. We cannot blame the system. Oftentimes, we become who we are because we allow something start to manifest, and we start to talk ourselves into who we are. So today is very crucial. Hopefully you will get to this, to enjoy this. Now, today the plan is very simple. We have a very brave client. I won't share names and anything. So out of the coaching session, I found a very interesting pattern like this. So I really want to use that, of course, anonymously, so that we are able to look at how passionaires out there, you're able to look at your passions and start using this to help you to guide yourself into this out of this kind of pattern that you talk yourself into, like a corner, into a very strange lifestyle, into a pattern, like generation talk to themselves. I found that very interesting, like generation talk to themselves into a very bad spot in life. And that pattern just keep repeating itself. So today, if you are with me, I want you to break this pattern. I want you to be able to really come out of that. Now, so if you are ready, I'm going to break it down like this. Okay, here we go. All right. Now, you will be shocked to find what I'm going to share with you. So something even more important is here. Okay. So I want to show 3 circles around me. Hopefully you can see this. And very crucially, I want to introduce how this really works out and how you can deal with this kind of situation in life, especially based on your passion. This is very crucial. I hope this will, it's a little bit teaching, a little bit in depth, but I hope you follow me because this is very, very, a very experiential learning from thousands of coaching sessions and thousands of people that we are very fortunate to work with them a couple years. So hopefully you will be able to see this through. Now, this is what you will get today in this media digital world. And on my right-hand side, we call it misinformation, which I understand a lot of us know is false connection, misleading content. It may be false, it may be just to be TBD, to be determined. So we have tons of information here, okay? Now, on my left-hand side, we call it malinformation. That means intent to harm you. Usually come from strong ideology, like super strong personality, come from greed, agenda. So I won't go there. So it's there, okay? But most importantly, it's in the middle. When we put these 2 together, so I'm going to shrink myself. Hopefully, can I do that? Yeah, I should be able to do that. Hold on a second. I'll shrink myself. Okay. So what's going to happen is the intersection of these 2, we call it disinformation. All right. So I want you to focus on this. So it's not just good or bad. It's actually one side. It's information overwhelming. You can't discern. You can't tell because so much of them. You Google it. You go online, you are on Discord, you are playing the video game, people chat, you are on the street, people shout, there are movie images, there are all kinds of, you binge watch some kind of Netflix episode. That's so-called misinformation. That's so much information to a point, it's misinformation to you because you don't know what to do, okay? Now, they are absolutely on the other side of the spectrum, so malinformation, but what I'm going to focus is in the middle. It's called disinformation. So when this overlap these 2, that's where we're coming down to really internalize and become your self-talk. And so I want to break down this for you, how we can really, really face this. Now, let me give you the second page, which is this is teaching part. Hopefully you will enjoy this part. Let me put myself back up here. All right, remember the 3 circles. Okay, so here. Listen to this very carefully. Disinformation is strictly focusing on who you are, your identity. Nothing else can get to become a disinformation. And so that's why as a passionaire, we put this on the other side. Misinformation, that means could be overwhelming information you don't digest. Could be some confusing information. For example, today, people say, oh, marriage is terrible. Well, that's sort of misinformation, okay? So, and that's including of what, why, when, and how. So this society is really, really have tons of stuff there available for you. But then on the left-hand side, that's where I say the strong ideology, there are agenda, we call it human spirit, too much of the power there. They want to harm you. So, and in the middle, I want to share with you who you are is where you are able to discern and very carefully to see how passion help you out here. Okay. Now, So I'm using example right now. Okay, I'm glad we come in. This is from the real live coaching session. And so when this passionaire is talking about her passion with a coach, these are some of the conversation. It's come out from strong self-talk as well as some kind of information. So I want you to be able to put this sentence into this three bucket. Now, this will help you as a passionaire if you say some kind of thought, some kind of lingering, thoughts and self-talk, for example. I want you to put that into different buckets so you know where it's coming from. Okay. Number one, let me read it. So this talk is about being a wife. So this passionary and the coach talk about wife. Topic come into the season to be a wife. So I think that's is that conversation? I think so. So this is a talk. This is a talk. Listen. So you have to put into different bucket. Are you ready? Okay. Number one, afraid of divorce. Okay. Now that got that a lot. And when you talk about you as a passionaire to be able to face a season of life that you want to be a wife, or you are a wife, or you are going to be a wife. You are not dating, but hey, you are preparing your mind to be a wife. Okay. So this identity of who you are in that kind of identity, wife. All right. So out of the conversation, the first talk is afraid of divorce. Okay, now where would you put this one in the bucket? Where would you put this one in the bucket? Come on, guys, you can type it there. I don't know, I can see it. We'll put this in the bucket. Where? All right, so afraid of divorce. Who is afraid of divorce? Can you hear this actually not her voice or his voice? Can you hear this actually come out from someone either from on the right-hand side, somebody divorced before and tell her, be careful. If you are not careful, you will be like me. Can you see that? I mean, so which one you put in the bucket? I'll let you decide. So if you are passionate, you have to very carefully guard your passion in the middle. Okay. So okay. Afraid of divorce is a sort of a self-talk. I hear that all the time today. Everybody just have that fear, like, oh, I'm afraid I'm going to do. So if you have not got married yet, I'm just looking at this category. How do you know you're going to get divorced? Must be somebody been there, done that, and tell you that, right? Or you watch how they fail. So where does this come from? Afraid of divorce. Which one? So to me, then you cannot put in that who you are. You have to be carefully put in the bucket. Okay, second one. That I'm the reason why someone didn't want to stay. That's another self-talk. I'm the reason that someone didn't want to stay. Now, that's a strong self-talk. Can you see this is coming from where? Definitely not who that person is yet, right? It coming from either side. So I want you to know, like, if you are able to defend all the self-talk with who you are, okay? And it's very, very crucial. So if you don't know who you are, all that can come in, you can just embrace in the middle, say, oh, this is who I am. You take some other people's identity and experiences. Now you take that, become your self-talk, and you talk yourself into who you are. And this is very careful. So let me keep reading. I think, I hope I don't know how I can help you, but okay, next one. Husband stepping out on me because of lack of communication. Okay, so you see all this self-talk start to come in, and you have to carry all this one. If it either is an action on the right-hand side, what, who, not who, why, when, and how. So be very careful. So let me give you the next page. It will help you out how to differentiate all this talk. If the talk is coming against your identity, you have to protect it. Okay, now next page. Here we go. So let me shrink myself to be very small. I want you to see. This is very crucial. So you can see this. In the middle where you have to protect. about your who, your identity, your purpose is identity, your being inside, your character, your passions, and your possessions. That means who you are, your body, and all that. And outside all this, on the misinformation side, is could be intellect, which is I love it. You should get as much knowledge as possible of things, but that cannot decide who you are. Science cannot decide who you are. Okay, reasoning, and emotions, fantasies, culture, and family. This really focus on performance, on why and what and when and how. All this we'll learn. We could fail, we could succeed, but this cannot determine who you are inside. You are going to really learn from the experience and hopefully in the middle. So it's very, very clearly do that. All right. Now let me move to the other side. And the other side is where we usually see a lot, especially right after pandemic today. People don't want to make decisions. It's about strong will, narcissistic behaviors. So it coming from definitely someone, I would call it human spirits. Okay. It could be a manipulative power. It could come from fear, lust, love of money, insecurity, and pride. So you could see that. So what we are going to protect is very, very important, is in the middle. This is what we're going to protect. Okay. So let me use example. So let me continue this a little bit self-talk. So for example, this client says, I'm afraid to be a wife. Please give me the definition of wife. I'm so confused about definition of a wife. Now, folks, with this, can it help you? Definition of wife. This kind of talk, which bucket it should be? Which bucket? Okay. My opinion, it's on the reasoning, intellect. You got to get to know the definition. Now, how many people enjoy marriage without knowing the definition of wife? Raise your hand. You probably know what I'm talking about. It's not learning to be a good wife intellectually. So that means a lot of professors, they got 3 PhDs, they still have a miserable marriage, no problem at all. So you can see that. First one, I need to know the definition of wife before I can be a wife. No, you don't have to. Okay. But when a person say that, you can see this person's one of the passion is high. Anybody can give me a guess? Like when the person is asking this question, what kind of passion is high in the middle? Like really driving her to ask questions. Anybody? Okay. So I would guess she has a high curiosity. You can see that. Let me do that. Okay. Hopefully you see this picture right now. When you ask, give me a definition of wife so I can be a good wife, you have to really translate that into not a self-talk, but a passion talk. You should re-ask a question again. It's not like, what's the definition of wife? If you don't be one, how do you know? Even I give you a definition, it's my wife's definition, okay? My mom's definition, my grandma's definition, or this Netflix episode's definition. I have no idea. But when you ask that question, you should rephrase your question from self-talk, self-doubt, and let it become a passion question. It's like, oh, what do I have to do so my curiosity is going to be satisfied, so I can feel comfortable to think about a wife stuff. Does that make sense? So the question is, oh, what's the definition of the wife? Okay, so if you come to me, Coach K, give me a definition of a husband. I don't have one, but I'll look at your passion and see why you ask that question, because you're a high curiosity guy. So you, to be a husband, you need constantly satisfy your curiosity. Maybe pursuing a new music or new language. I have no idea. But the way you become who you are to be a husband doesn't have to look like exactly how your grandpa was, okay? Because your grandpa might be a low curiosity guy. So your grandpa say, grandson, the the definition of husband is always say yes, ma'am. Okay, so you see that's how you transfer this into a real passion talk. All right, let me give you another one. I love this. I love this. The second question the client asked, creating a space that's comfortable. So she said, like, I need my space. I said, wife, I have to create a space that's comfortable. Okay, can you see what passion is high for this client? Anybody? A test here. Coaches, you can type your stuff. Okay. Like, I have to create a comfortable space for my husband and my future. Which one? Okay, now creating a space is falling on misinformation, what, when, how, and what. If you focus on these four, you will never get there. So when you ask about, I as a wife, I have to provide a comfortable space so they want to stay with us. Which passion is going up strongly? Okay, Coach Joy say family. Yeah, family. What else? Let me get the family out. What else? Can you see interdependent coming out? Let me find family. Give me time. I will find it. Where's family? Here. You see in the middle, when you ask that question, like, am I able to provide a comfortable home? Am I a good cook? Can I decorate my place? So that become a misinformation or too much information, or you would really don't know when you after you do it. So you should rephrase that so-called self-talk into what? Am I satisfied with my family passion? You know, actually, this one I think is more like interdependence. I can't find it. Let me find it for you. So I want you to know this is how we really use passion to really rephrase a lot of stuff. Okay, so now you just have to say, am I able to provide a comfortable space for your family? You as a wife, you actually have to rephrase the question like, should I treat my family member to be a team or a family? Because you provide a comfort space. Why? Because they are in a family or they are your team. You see that? So you have to come back to rephrase that question so that before, yeah, comfortable space could be beauty. Thank you. Yeah. So maybe you're a high beauty. So now you just ask the wrong question. Your question should be like, am I able to provide a beautiful space for my family? See, that suddenly motivate you. You replace comfortable with beauty, who you are. You see that? Now, your question is not comfortable. Maybe your mom, your dad argue about, you don't make me feel comfortable in the room. Well, that's not your PQ. That's not who you are. So maybe you should rephrase this lifelong statement in the family like, I would do it differently. I'm a high beauty girl. I'm a high beauty man. I would provide my house with a beautiful place. Hey, could be filled with music, filled with poetry, filled with beautiful things. I have no idea. I'm not high beauty guy, folks, so I have no idea. See that? You are able to start to ask the right question, use the right language to ask. That will prepare you to be a wife. Now you think, well, my place may not feel comfortable like my mom provides or my grandma provides, but hey, I can provide a beautiful place, no problem. You see that? So that's where you can transform the self-talk into a passion talk, that you are motivated to try to make mistake and live out who you are. No, this is very simple stuff, but we always miss it because we are asking questions. We are self-talking on behalf of some other people's life. We got to stop that. All right, another question. So I'll keep going. Do a couple of things like cook and clean often. Cook and clean often. Well, so maybe turn out this client doesn't want to cook and doesn't want to clean. I have no idea. All right. So cook and clean often, that fall into the misinformation side because Are there wives that don't cook often, don't clean often? Actually, be a good wife? Absolutely. Okay. So well, I can give you example. If you don't believe me, you have to believe me, okay, on this one. So I want you to know this is something I want you to transform that. Okay, I can keep reading. Gentle and inviting. Gentle and inviting. See, that's still on this side, emotional. It could be the family culture, gentle and inviting. If you look at my wife for 28 years, she's soft-spoken lady. But after I got married, I know she's actually tough cookie. Okay. My wife is gentle and inviting, but when she faces life situation, she's my backbone. She stands firmly with what she believes. Which one is better, inviting and gentle but no backbone? So when you ask this question, I think it's vengeance. Maybe you are high vengeance. You are afraid of vengeance come out to scare your husband. You're like, oh, what kind of woman I marry? You know, like, here we go. You want to just, so you see, we ask all these questions is from performance, it's from work, it's from what you have chance of lifetime to get there. You have many years to work together, but something you don't have time is you, before you get married, for example, you have to know who you are. And you have to learn to ask the right questions. You have to get rid of the self-talk. You can live another person's life ever. You see, see, I'm trying to give you how you should ask the right question. So when you ask, should I be gentle and inviting? I say depends. Okay, depends. Okay, okay. As long as you you are honest and your future husband know you are like my wife, who are, how should I say? She's a tough cookie. If something is wrong, she's gonna say it. So I'm glad I married somebody like that for 28 years. She's gonna pick me apart if I make something wrong. But you know what? But she loved me. So now I don't need you to come criticize me on YouTube or anywhere. I got enough from my wife. She doesn't criticize me. I'm sorry. She just give me her opinion. No, we are in love for 28 years. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that. You know why? So why are you afraid to be gentle and inviting? If you are not, but you have to work on it. You have to feel, you have to be able to know how to manage that vengeance. So you are able to accept who you are inside first. And then you can present who you are and see if the other guy is able to just, hey, yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate you for 28 years. If you know my wife, and I always have a shield, Captain American shield. Okay. So I know she's going to throw something at me right the moment she finds something wrong. But I have the Captain America shield. Boom. I just have no reaction for about first 5 minutes. Then everything will be fine. Okay. So, and you know what? But those 5 minutes actually is not damaging to my marriage. She said in a very gentle way, you make this wrong. So she's going to pick up something. So, hey, so my wife turned out to be very good at her job because she is a mathematician. She had to pick up errors. She has to work on mathematical models. So she's right on her stuff. I admire her on that. All right, so you see that? So I'm giving all this to hopefully to help you that how we can use our passion to counter those kind of self-talk that define a marriage that you are afraid to step in, or you are so eager to step in. I have no idea. I'm talking to young people right now. Okay, you don't want to get married, young men here. This is a generation doesn't want to commit. I understand you young men out there, but all that self-talk that you cannot make decision, you have to transform that into passion talk. Use your own passion, start to rephrase it. So it's normal, just you are living somebody else's failure. You are living out of somebody else's fantasy. You are living out somebody else, strong will or weak will. I have no idea. All right. I will give you another one. Will get walked on my husband. I love this one. Will get walked on my husband. Really? This one is definitely, to me, is all the combination of everything. You must be a high family passion person. So you are really, really concerned about your family passion get hurt. I hear you. But that statement, I will get walked if I become a wife. I may get walked on my husband. Is that the original one? Walked on my by my husband or a husband. Okay. And then another one is have to wake up early, go to bed late. I love this. See, this still on this really human doing side. I know wives who don't do that. Okay. Still a good wife. So it's not what you do. It's how you really able to talk to yourself about it. Okay. Very crucial. Yeah. So, and the final one is so important. Is fear of not living out my purpose. So many young men and women like, the commitment. If I get this job, Coach K, what if I don't like it? What are you talking about? You haven't got to the job. You already think about you don't like it. Well, that's a self-talk. That's a tons of self-talk, folks. And I'm speaking to you right now. I'm doing this a little bit more on the motivational talk side, but please hear me out. Before you get down to a job, you start asking, what if I don't like? If you don't like it, you quit. But you cannot give yourself a self-talk before you walk on the job. Say, what if I don't like it? All right. So you should say, with this profile, no, this is not this client, so I cannot say that. It could be your passion talking. The passion could be tranquility, which you are afraid of moving forward. And this one, you are afraid of failure. So that's okay. So I'm get tranquility out here. So then you have to say, oh, wow, Coach K, how can I manage my tranquility so I can walk on to the new job? I can help myself adjust to the job. So this is very crucial, folks. You see, all the self-talk I'm giving to you today. So it is very crucial because this actually touching who you're being inside. So you have to protect this at all costs. Hopefully you understand where I'm coming from, because we coach hundreds of young people today. And I really want you to see this picture. All the self-talk is not bad or negative or positive. No. It's not like on either side of the aisle. It's never like that. Life is who you are from inside. And you are able to right now to have a proactive narrative from inside, to look at every situation in the past, right now, in the future, say, hey, this is who I am. I'm highly curious. I love beauty, and I want to have next generation. I love kids since a teenager, and I'm a team worker. But I want to win. This is who I am. But I look at the past history of my family, of the culture today, whatever. I have a narrative that I can able to use my own passion to really tell the story, and that will be the best way for you and me to be able to talk to yourself. See, it's a big change. So let me just give you that. Hopefully you guys get this from tonight. We don't have anybody here, so I will allow people today. Somebody monitor that for me on YouTube. You have a question, you can just put it here. Okay, walk down. Okay. Anybody have a question, you are able to type it, and we're going to read out loud. Hopefully we'll help everybody to see how passion can help you to rephrase your self-talk. You can put the self-talk in the chat right now. You can maybe somebody else self-talk, your boyfriend self-talk. Okay, I don't know. Come on, give me something. Let me analyze for you. Maybe that's related to this passion. I can suggest you how to rephrase it, so you are able to ask the right question and talk the right passion talk. Okay, anybody? Dun, 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 dun. I'll take a sip of water. I'm waiting for you. Anybody, you can give me some kind of statement from self-talk, from the misinformation, from the malinformation side. All right. If you're online, you can do that too. I'll wait for you. Somebody say, yeah, we all need a backbone. Okay, I love it. No, I'm not monitoring my YouTube, so I don't know what you guys doing there. Let me see. Let me go there and see. Okay, nobody chat. Okay. Somebody say, yeah, we all need a backbone. Okay, I love it. No, I'm all right. So we take a pause here. Any of you have question tonight? Okay, we got one. That's very good. I am not a leader. I am not a leader. Ha, that's such a good one. I am not a leader. I am not a leader. Let me get this off. So which passion that could be? What do you guys think? Which passion that will come out? I am not a leader. I am not a leader. Yeah, a lot of people say that. I'm not a leader. So what passion that could come out? Okay. So they come out from many possibilities. Let me give you one. It's coming from oftentimes when somebody say I'm not a leader, it could be in that person's life. There is something come from the malinformation side. Could come from a overpowering, domineering teacher, dad or mom. And you can see that, or the kid just observe how a high power person misuse the power. You see that? That's why it will come out from the self-talk. I don't want to be a leader. I am not a leader. It could be like there. Okay. It could be from another side of, we call it become soft power. We talk about this all the time. Soft power. Let me get the soft power out. Ooh. Where is the soft power thing? Ooh, soft power is not here. It could be the soft power where you really feel you want to be supporting, and you feel soft power is a right cultural acceptance. So I find a lot of cultures, they want to teach young people to be humble, and they want them to say, shut up. When the adult is talking, don't talk as a kid, right? That could be some culture. It could be some culture where power is viewed as evil, it could come from that kind of stuff. Okay. So I'm not a leader. It's definitely, to me, everybody is a leader. There's a study showing every person's life, no matter you got a PhD or not, no matter what social status you are, in a person's life, you will have a chance to impact about 5,000 people. Let me try that one more time. No matter who you are, where you are, what social status you are, how rich you are, every person in his or her life have on the average chance to impact, maybe just in the supermarket to talk to somebody, maybe just on the bus to be able to lend a hand to somebody. Everybody have a chance in their lifetime to impact 5,000 to 6,000 people. And the definition of the leader is, can you influence another person? So you are able to be a leader for 5,000 times. You just don't know, don't realize you have that voice in you. You have that expression in you. You're able to be a leader. You see that? So I am not a leader is definitely something I want to say. Everybody should be a leader because you have that chance to influence other people. All right. That's a very good. Okay. Another one. It could be the high interdependence. Could be. No, let me put that one out there. A lot of people, because of education, maybe the cultural, put so much effort on teamwork. So they just feel everybody is a teamwork. So I think it's a great idea, but you know what? A lot of time leaders have to make decision alone. Okay. So let me put this. I don't think this is in the male info. This is more like in the, my opinion, this is from the culture. Like a culture today is we make mistake together. Nobody want to be responsible to be the leader. Okay. So it's great. Folks, I'm a team worker. I'm very independent, but I love teams. Okay. So it could be from the misinformation of the culture that you grew up with, put so much emphasis on, let's make decision together as a team decision. Maybe you have this idea about, democratic decision, the best decision. I can prove to you in the history, it may not be the case. Oftentimes, there'll be a small portion of people or a minority voices. Actually, they are right. They should insist on that to be able to stand, to have backbone on something. So I don't know, but I'm not saying interdependence is a bad thing. I'm just saying it could from your strong interdependence to interpret that you have a higher priority. So you don't want to be the domineering leaders. So be careful. Yeah, could be. Another one is could be another thing. Could be what? Honor? Okay, no. Okay. So I want you to know, like, all this can help you to see why you say I'm not a leader. Okay. So passionate, you should be a leader all the time because you have that influence over people. All right. Anybody else get any self-talk? We can analyze it just so you guys can start to learn how to use the passion language to be able to really almost kind of detox about the self-talk, the negative. I wouldn't even say negative, it just to be unassuming that you have to see exactly who you are. And we are not there yet. Okay, very good. Okay, another one on YouTube. I should take this job even though it doesn't feel right for me because I don't know if I can get something better. That's a great question. Let me read that again. I should take this job even though it doesn't feel right for me because I don't know if I can get something better. See, now, if you analyze this one, it's very, very simple. It's like this person is like undecided, right? So what could the passion be to have a person to have that? Let me clear out everything. What do you think? Yeah, that's I heard that all the time. Okay. Which one? This one, I sense acceptance. This must be a high acceptance person. I love you guys, high acceptance people. That means even you before you go to a job, you already kind of thinking about, can people accept me? You see that? Okay. So I will put that into more like male information, because your decision sometimes in the past, sometimes often depend on your performance. So you want to get accepted. So you so much want to be successful, but then you are so afraid of failure. So that could become from your acceptance, and from acceptance, you accept kind of male information. So in the past, people may have comment on you. You may have comment on yourself. So I hope you are able to say, yeah, I'm sensitive when I go to a job. Okay. I don't know whether I can make it, but you know what? I get to do this today. Yeah. So it's very crucial for you to be able to say, change your manage your sensitivity. So you can at least move this from male information, which come to harm you by afraid of failure or keep thinking about it. I hope you move the sensitivity to misinformation. Say, I don't know yet. Okay, I will give myself a chance to try it out. I still have I still have a chance to make decision down the road. But hey, let me not overthinking it. Let me let me try something. Let me feel my heart again. Do I really want to do it? And and if you really manage your acceptance, then you will really feel what your heart wants. Maybe your heart will tell you, once you manage your acceptance, maybe your heart will tell you, yeah, look, this job is help you the vengeance, because this is a job that's very competitive. But if you can do it, it will give you more a sense of winning, okay? Oh, okay. Let me get a vengeance. You see that? I get it. So you are able to use some other passions to manage your sensitivity that you are afraid of. Oh, I don't like it. I will fail it. What if that would be very helpful. Okay, next one. So I hope you guys get a little bit out of tonight. This is a practice that we do all the time. I do all the time. As a coach, I help our young people, our CEOs, our leaders all the time. There's another type out here. I shouldn't apply for this job because I'm worried that I don't qualify. I love it. This is then don't apply. Okay. I shouldn't apply for this job because I worry that I don't qualify. The tone look like in your heart behind all the self-talk. Can you feel this person actually want this job? Can you feel it? So this is kind of very passive aggressive talk. Like, I don't know, I will be enough qualified to be your boyfriend, but I really want to try. You see that? That's something like that. So please. This is your acceptance. It's one more time. You're afraid of being rejected on the job interview, right? That's the talk. So your talk is your acceptance is talking. You got to manage it. You may say, hey, this job is high saving. I can make a lot more. Let me try it. It can save my time. It doesn't come out. Why? Okay. There's something missing from my little passions. Where are you? All right. Say, you can say, let me try saving. Where's saving? Saving, please come out. You can say, hey, yeah, this can help my saving. So I'm going to manage my acceptance. Instead of asking this kind of question, I should say, hey, what if I try? Even I get rejected, but at least I have a chance to network with people or be able to put myself up for a promotion. So you should talk to yourself differently. Instead of saying, what if I don't qualify? Then don't apply. Okay. Then don't even ask this question. Okay. So I know this sounds like very harsh. No, this is something I have to help you, because if you always have this kind of self-talk, it will shape you. It will stop you from doing something you should do. It oftentimes just give you that self-limitation. It give you that not unhealthy sense of fear. So I want you to know this is very, very crucial. Okay. Woo-hoo. I love this. Anybody else? Let's see. And if you want to ask question, maybe quicker, that's okay. Don't type. Okay. Now, I'm not a social person. Ha! Are you talking to me? Okay. I'm not a social person. Okay. Okay. Lovely. All right. So let me put the social down here. Social, where are you? I can't find my social because I'm low social. You guys know me. Here we go. Oh, I can't find my social. That's okay. I don't have my social logo. Sorry for that. They are gone somewhere. I'm not a social person. Well, I'm not a social person either. Okay, I have -2 social. But you can see me still talking to strangers. I'm not a social person. Cannot be a lead passion. What that means is it cannot define 100% who you are. When you say that, I just feel that you have some other thing that's going on. You use social as your shield or excuse not to do something. Okay. So when you say that, I think it's coming more from the misinformation. You may be called introvert. You may be called you are not very good at socializing. But you know what? Maybe you have something else that you can offer to people, and you can have your small social circle that you feel comfortable. Either way, you should just say, I'm not a social person. Okay. And when I say that, you guys say, I don't mean like, so don't use low social as an excuse that you are able to live out who you are. Okay. All right, very good. Oh, keep coming. Now we are talking. Now you guys being honest with me. Thank you. I'm not sure I can raise kids without living near my family or close friend. I love this one. This one is a very many layer of stuff. Let me read that one more time. Oh, that's a good one. I'm not sure I can raise kids without living near my family or close friends. Okay, what passion come out from there? Do you feel interdependence there? Good. Or do you feel family come out? Okay, let me just do one by one. So I've heard this from many, many people. Okay, saying that I cannot raise kids without my family. Yeah, when kids are little, I understand. But you will be shocked about kids, especially young little kids. You will be shocked. It depends on you a lot as a mom and dad, how you want your baby to be. You'll be shocked. Okay. So it's sometimes it may be easier for you to do it independently. And because you can start to really set the rule and the foundation right. And you are able to create that team with your baby, not with your family. Okay. I see that all the time. I see how mom create that special bond and this team spirit among the mom and the baby in a way so sweet. It's tough, but they have struggles, but that just become a lifelong teamwork together. So who is your team? So you just need an extra hand. There are many ways you can do it. Okay. And there are many ways you can minimize. So you could be your high order. Could be, I don't know. I'm just throwing this one. You're a high order. So you know, once your baby, what if your baby is not high order, you will say, oh, I want my baby to be so neat. The diaper has to be always clean. You know, I've seen mom like that, but my baby's diaper has to be clean. What are you talking about? Diaper is supposed to get messy, right? My diaper to be clean all the time. What are you talking about? Maybe you're a high order. So you probably have to go back to manage your passion before you ask this question. What kind of need you need your family around? And it could be, I don't know. There's a lot of things could go on, but that question to me is more on the who's your team side, who's your family. So eventually you will still have your family. That's you, your spouse, and your kids. That's your fundamental units. Now I have seen so many of this, and I know people. I am so lucky. I have my mother-in-law close to us. So when my Zach was little, my grandma came over a lot of times. It's a great help. But at the same time, I think when the kids get really into a tough situation, grandma is try to help, but that's really we parents step up and really become that team with our children there. So I'd rather to start day one, start build that one. So can you or cannot do without your family to raise a kid? I have no answer for it. But I think it shouldn't be the question you ask. You should start saying, how early do I want to establish a unique bond and a life experience with my kid? Okay. And is that my interdependence there? Then maybe I should learn more independent this season. If my order is too high or too low, I have to really change so I'm able to handle it more effectively. I've seen all kinds of people, and you will be shocked how baby actually work with you because the baby has no choice. So in a way, that's I want you to know, raising babies, you shouldn't put your grandma, your mom's order on them, please, or their requirement and their success stories. Please don't go there. All right. When the grandma generation doesn't have all the things we have. Okay. Vice versa. All right. It's very different. I want you to know every generation will have their own lesson and challenges. So take on those and start to build that team together. Okay. That's the passion language. All right. Anybody else? Okay. I need to make enough money to be satisfied. Oh, I heard this a lot. I need to make enough money to be satisfied. All right. So which one is this one? Anybody? I have to make enough money to be satisfied. The key is not money. It's not saving. No, the key is not saving. The key is satisfy. You see that? Okay. So the thing is, let me put saving. I can't put saving. Yeah, can I put saving there? Saving, are you there? Save me. Saving, where are you? I can't find my saving because I'm low saving. All right. Oh, saving there. All right. So I have to make enough money to be satisfied. Well, if you've ever been rich, you talk to the rich people. I have a lot of friends who are very rich. Money is never enough. You'll be shocked how money is such a low-level power. Like you get it, when you don't have it, it's everything. When you have it, it's never enough to be happy. Okay, I'm serious. So the key word is satisfy. So my question for you is, when you have money, you must want to use the money to do something so you are satisfied. That's more like a question. So maybe you don't have enough money to make your environment beauty. Then the question is, is beauty something you have been missed from your life? Okay, I could be beauty. So be careful what money can buy or money cannot buy. It could be family, because your family always complain like, oh, if I could have married a rich husband, my life will be much better. Okay, that could be family passion, not satisfied. So be careful what you want. Let me put the family out there. Today is a little bit messy for me. Sorry. It could be your family. So I need to earn a lot of money to be satisfied. No, that's a self-talk. That's the self-talk. Now, nationwide, you'll be shocked. There is an annual income number that when you pass that income number, people are happy. Like people could be happy. Okay. Below that is kind of really borderline. I understand. There's a national survey about this. You know what is that number? The magic number. Of course, you can adjust it state by state, but on the average in the United States of America, there is an annual income level. They did a survey. If you hit that income as a couple or as an individual, you are actually, how many cars you can drive, how many rooms you can live in, how many meals you can eat, all that thing. So there's a threshold of happiness. Do you know what number it is? Anybody know that number? No? Nobody know that number, huh? All right, I give you the number. The survey in this nation, on the average, if you have around $60,000 of income, joint income too, you are able to start to say, I am now able to do something. See, that's not, as you think, 6 million. Okay, it's not 600K. Okay, it's $60,000. So, and people making that money are still happy couples. So don't fool yourself saying like you have to make that much money to be happy, because without that much money, you can still be happy just because family are together. It could be happy, satisfied because you can do something beautiful. You can enjoy the beautiful scenery. So you have to be careful. I'm not putting this, I'm not saying you shouldn't make money. You should. I should. But I want you to know that statement, that self-talk is not healthy. I got to do this. So so you should reverse it around. Like, I get to make money today, so I can be a good money manager. So I can have extra money to go travel with my family, to go to a beautiful place. That's supposed how you motivate yourself to work, not just money. Because I promise you, money will not satisfy you. It's what money can buy you. That's what satisfies you. So I would strongly recommend that's the case. All right. All right. And any other thing that people are typing? Woo, I hope I'm helping you out here about the I call it the self-talk generation. I have all the self-talk, and it was rampage around internet, in influencers, everybody give you that talk, and start to get into who you are in the middle, start to define who you are. I really feel we need our language to clean up. Okay. 60K does make sense. We have a coach say, yeah, 60K, when you hit there, you'll feel like you always have enough, not a lot, but then he help you manage and help you be able to do something. So I want you to know, like, how much money you need to be happy. All right, to question. Okay. So any other relationship side of thing? Any self-talk there? Haha. Okay. I have a self-talk for years. Let me share that secret with you. Ready? Okay, that's my self-talk. This is my self-talk. It's very, very complicated. Let me just lay out. When I was in my 20s and teenagers, I have a self-talk. The self-talk is saying, Coach K, well, I was not called Coach K. Kong Lee, you will die at the age of 39. Do you know why? I have that self-talk all the time. So every year of 9, 9, 19, 29, and 39, I always have the fear like I could die that year. You know why? Because there's somebody in my childhood, actually it's a very, very well-intended, should be this side, misinformation. It's an elementary school teacher. She was very well-intended. She was saying this. She said, kids, look at all this genius in the world. And she turned and she said, like, they die around the year of 9. So she gave me tons of examples. Those genius, musicians, artists, scientists die on the age of 40. So I can give you a couple. I don't want to scare you, so I don't want to go there. So she went over a list of people who die on the year of 9, age of 9. 19, 29, 39. And she turned her head to me and looked at me and said, Kong Lee, you are pretty smart. You are a genius in the class. So as a little kid, with that information, well-intended, she tried to encourage me, I'm a genius. Okay, maybe I am. Okay, but when she combined that with that statistic, I was like, oh boy, I could die on the, so I have that self-talk all through my life. I have to really, really overcome that. So by one thing, by my power. So let me get my power. So this is what I changed that talk. Ready? All right, let me get my power out. My power, where's my power? Come on, power, I need you now. So I use my power to talk this. But today, I can't get my power out. What happened? All right, so one day, I just realized one thing, that the fear comes from that talk. Okay, so that's what, since that day, I not talk to myself. This is what I say to myself. If I have not, of course, I'm a Christian, so I say this. If I have not accomplished what God sent me here to do, I will go nowhere. Okay. So I have a power talk. I'm going nowhere. Nobody can dictate my future. Okay. So I'm now, so I always say I'm always 29. I passed out already, just be honest. So I have many nights in my life. I'm still alive, folks. This self-talk is broken. It's broken from my life, I've never have any fear facing nines in my life. I actually say, hey, the year of 49 is the perfect year walking to the 50 years of jubilee to celebrate. Okay. So I have no fear at all, because my power come out and say, I have influence until 80, 90. So it's broken. It's broken. Okay. So I want you to know that self-talk, this kind of stuff can come in very, very sneaky way into you. All right. So I have a couple of them. They are still saying, I always have to serve others. Yeah, I'm afraid of being disappointed. Yeah. So if you say I'm afraid of being disappointed, that's a huge self-talk, because that mostly come out from acceptance that you have the experience in the past where being rejected or being turned down and stuff like that. So that's something you have to be almost in a way to say that, well, yeah, people's approval is not going to determine who I am. I'm going to use my sensitivity to present, to sense, to serve, to whatever, but I will not the other people's sensitivity to define who I am. Okay? So let me get to the next one. I love the next one. I always have to serve others. Come second. What does that mean? I have to serve others. Myself comes second, right? Okay. That's a great thing, except the problem with always. When the self-talk is always, start with always, okay? So even some kind of always, be careful, because your doings, how you really live your life could change season from season, okay? So when you say, I always have to serve, that's where things become very, very complicated. You can have always a serving attitude. That's from inside. You could serve out of beauty. You can serve out of acceptance. You can serve out of vengeance. But it doesn't mean you always have to be, how should I say? So this is really the soft power talking, like, oh, I'm a server. I don't want to talk. I don't know what situation. This is a short sentence, but be very careful. Do not use this as an excuse that you are not able to influence other people. Serving is a great leadership, but I want you to combine serving with leadership, okay? We can dig more into it. So I love today's stuff. Oh, another one. Pursuing entrepreneur quadrant isn't stable. I got that all the time. Like, you know who talk like that? People from the A quadrant. Okay, let me do that. You know, this has happened. Like, you're supposed to be in the E quadrant. When you have this self-talk, it cannot come from you, lady or boy out there. If you are E quadrant people and you come out and say, Coach, I hear it all the time. Oh, E quadrant is dangerous, it's risky. You got to cover. You have to find a job first, which is all right, all correct. But is that you talking, or your mom talking, or your dad talking, or the society talking? So I always have people like that. They're supposed to be a leader, but then I see voices coming from their family background. Okay. I hear that all the time. So as a coach, I sometimes puzzle, because I'm talking to a grown-up man, but the man still have self-talk from his mom or from his dad. After 40, 50 years, that voice still coming out from that grown man. So that after that man talk like that, he suddenly become 13-year-old that's not satisfied, that's disapproved, that's abandoned. I know it's tough, but see, so I want you to know that kind of question, is that your quadrant or people in the opposite quadrant talking to you? I'm not saying we shouldn't take their opinion. We should, but I want you to come back to this picture. You are able to put them into the so-called information side. Put in there Respect their opinion, but don't take that into your heart. So you start self-talk yourself into who they want you to be. You got to have that inside you, start to be able to turn self-talk into passion talk. I hope if you start learning about this, it's a big, big difference. Okay. Yeah. Make sure you have a job. It brings security. Who is talking? People talking, doing people talking. It's great. It's great. But is that you? If it's not you, that becomes self-talk because it's not coming from you. So you always struggle. You always become. So after this information, I hope I can share down the road. The next thing will come is distraction. When you have this information, the next thing, if you let this, it will become a distraction. Now you cannot do what you want to do. You cannot focus because people's opinion always coming in. You'll always have somebody talking to you. Become self-talk. After that will be delusion. That you will not be able, you have a delusion about who you are. And you come out just say who you are. As a coach, I look at your data, I say, no, that's not who you are. The global benchmark data say you are a dreamer, you are not a doer. Oh, I'm a doer, I'm this, I'm a teacher, I'm this. No, you are not. Okay. So, and then after delusion, the final thing is division. It could happen in one person, have a divided personality. It could be in a family, division will kick in. So this 4Ds is where it's going to kind of slowly eat away who you are and your purpose, how you have that power and courage to live out your purpose. Okay. I don't want to end up like my mom. Hey, folks, do you know when people say that 85% to 90% end up like mom? I'm sorry. I don't want to be like my dad who abandoned my mom. If you keep saying that to be how you motivate yourself, the chances of you become like your dad, your mom is very high. Because the chances they self-talk to themselves do that too. Now you inherit that self-talk to yourself. This is how generation pass on the pattern that you cannot get out of it, is this self-talk. Okay? This is where coming from, you are not able to translate that into your passion talk. Have a new language, new narrative to really face this kind of stuff. Coach is honest tonight. Yes, I am. Because people always come here, I don't want to be like a mom. You end up exactly like your mom. Okay, repeat the same thing. You know why? Because that's not how you motivate yourself. It's never like that. That's a disinformation from generations. All right. Ha, ha, ha. Woo. Okay, literally the whole upbringing. Make sure you have a job. It brings security. Okay, my comments on this is when I say this, I'm going to get a lot of people's, should I be honest right now? Should I be honest with you right now? Getting a job is not equivalent to a job security. Let me try that one more time. Have a job is not equivalent. You cannot equal that to job security. Okay? Job security comes from creativity, comes from connection, could come from professional, could come from leadership. So you have to be very careful when you just get a job to survive. It doesn't bring no security. It brings more insecurity. Because that survivor's job will always keep you insecure. Listen to me carefully. So, and you have to understand, we have seasons of life to go through. There will be seasons you don't have a job. It's okay. Coach K, I have 8 months without a job. As a PhD, as an Asian in United States of America, I lost my job after I failed my first startup beautifully. I have 8 months, no job. Okay? And you know what? I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. that's the best security I have in my life, because I've been there, done that. I learned a lot from that. I know I won't die. Okay. There, I won't die. I'm more than a survivor. And I have people who love me. I sent 100 resumes, get turned down all over the world, but I didn't die, folks. I'm still here. You see that? I want you to really know, to have a job to be secure is a false statement. If you, that's actually come out from insecurity. If you run by insecurity to get a job, you'll always be insecure, no matter what that job is. You have to overcome this by making mistakes, so that you are able to face job no more just like, I need a job to be secure. It's never like that. I need a job so that I can I can excel. I can practice excellence in who I am. And going through the job, I want to be training myself to be a leader. I want to fulfill part of my dream. I want to start to connect with people so that I can have a network of people. That's your security. I want to improve my professional stuff. You work on the job, never think about just security alone. Because if you do that, you will move from insecurity to insecurity. I see that all the time. And you are so afraid. And then you end up with the first get laid off because you never improve your job attitude. Okay. So hopefully that helped you. Okay. Woo! Yay. All right. So somebody needs to preach to the college campus. So yes, I want you to know, you have to be bold, to be passionate, to say, hey, I get this job. I married. I commit to this, not because I need to have security satisfied. I'm satisfied no matter what. I'm coming out, bring my set of passion unique, so that I'll be able to be a belief, to be a dreamer, to connect and to do. And you should change your question from, I got to do this to survive, to, hey, I get to do this. I get to do this morning. Wow. So in the old America, there's some people, this is how people greet each other. How are you doing today? In the old time, people respond, better than I deserve. I love it. I think it's very positive. It's like, hey, I get to do what I get to do today. I am woohoo, you know. That's what the passionate about. If you are able to change that, but you can say, I get to do this because my passion, my power, I'm working my acceptance, I'm working on my vengeance. Hey, I'm doing this, my saving is satisfied. Hey, you know, this is pretty cool. That's how you motivate yourself. And that's how you should transform your inner talk, or so-called self-talk. All right. So passionate. Oh, I know we don't have anybody here this week. If there's somebody, welcome them. Sign up the form below. And we'll give you a free PQ profiling result, benchmark against the global data. Hopefully you come on. I'll be able to interview you, not to coach you, but talk. But I will not show your data to the world. I'll look at the data, and you can talk about your stuff, your life. And I love it. It's real. We never have script this. So it's real stuff. Everything you watch here, you see, you get what you see. I love it. So tonight, hey, post-pandemic, I find isolation in the pandemic can drive people to two extremes. One is they accumulate tons of self-talk. They just come out right now. So if you accumulate tons of self-talk through pandemic, I hope you really come out to ask for help. You have to really start to deal with those things. So otherwise, those self-talk accumulated through pandemic will define your future, limit your future, basically. The other side of things, a lot of people passionate out of pandemic, they start to actually be able to spend time alone and really able to change those self-talk into passion talk. So they start to come out strong and say, hey, wow, this is what I really feel. It's time for me to live out this passion. All right. So with that, thank you all the passionate out there. I know this is the season. My sincere hope is that self-talk, or they call disinformation about who you are, identity, your passion, your character, all this are moving forward. It's part of you. So cherish that. Don't let any other thing just easily come in and steal that away from you. All right. So I'm glad to see you. Hopefully, I'll see you next Thursday. Have a wonderful night.